Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another chapter 1140 through 1144 live stream of One Piece. If you're new, I'm Mr. Twitchy94. I was about to say the night portion of Mugen Eclipse, but that is my dual reaction channel with my friend. This is my individual channel, and this is the only series that I'm covering at the moment because I am so booked on the other one. But with that being said, I was told this is a perfect time to catch up with One Piece. Previously, where I left off, Scopper Gaban was about to test Luffy, possibly Zoro, in some sort of combat to prove that they are indeed worthy of the key of unlocking Loki. Now, I did get some minor spoilers here and there from social media or YouTube. Loki is not necessarily a bad guy. That's the impression that I got from a lot of the thumbnails or shots that I saw. We'll see. He seems like he does have a mischievous side, but he doesn't seem inherently evil to me. So, with that being said, I don't really want to recap last chapter. They just went to the throne room. Scopper Gaban was there. He introduced himself as the left arm of the Pirate King, and then there we were. So if you guys do enjoy today's stream, if you could just like it for me, that would be appreciated. You guys recently got me to over 100 subscribers on YouTube, and then I did put out my first ever Blackbeard theory. So not just specifically as it relates to Blackbeard, but just my first One Piece theory ever. I'm excited, so let's waste no more time and get into chapter 1140. Alright, so that was indeed Ulti and possibly page 1 that were on the previous cover page. So, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest, Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 26, Ulti. If anything happens to Pei, I'll hunt you to the depths of hell and beat you to death. They got a like a dartboard, but they're throwing knives at her while she's chained up. How come we have to take the key from you? Just give it. Sir, yeah, what is the meaning of this? What's wrong? Can't do it? Okay, that's it. Luffy. My dad used to be a pirate. He can even hold his own against Elbaf warriors. Zoro looks on. Alright, Luffy tries to grab it. He does a Michael Jackson moonwalk. Alright, observation hockey on point. Listen, old man, I just want to get this to Loki so I can go back to the feast. Just take it from me then. I will. Alright, jumps up. Hockey? Alright, he put Conqueror's Hockey on the key and is about to crack Luffy. Wait, Sir Ya, are you kidding me, Luffy? Ah, that's a nifty straw hat you got there. It'd look better on you than that helmet, I bet. Interesting. Yeah, because it's the treasure I'm holding for Shanks. Now give me that key. You're only holding on to it? He didn't give it to you? Catchy. Baka! That's not what it means. Don't call Shanks sketchy. You have no idea about him. Haha. Byung. Oh my god, put it in Luffy's mouth. Pause. You like to talk, boy. Alright, double spread. Huh? Axes? Alright, pulls out 2 of them. Yasu Takeru. Shiver. Goes the yeet one. Look out, Luffy! Or he does the, bladed attacks like Zoro and... Who was that initially taught that? Was that the CP0? CP9? I think one of them. Crumble. He's got a good crew. Let's go, Zoro. Yeah, indeed. All in white. Crumble. You're gonna get it now. Glint I yield. Yeah! Stop playing games with us, old man. Don't get bent out of shape. It's just a joke. You can't pass this off as a joke after you tried to kill us. And? Are you dead? The key you're after is in your possession. Ah. Ultra rare Luffy. If you didn't know, this man is... Don't get ahead of yourself, Roto. If Elbaf is still intact by the time you're leaving this island, come and see me again. Why would we do that? I never want to see you again. Yeah, you idiot. Thanks for taking us to the key, though. We'll never meet again. Wait, Shanks, what makes you think I'm going to trust this guy? Good point. Do as you will with him, Gaban. Sensei, 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 sensei. Mite. What? What is it? Bird. No, I don't want to get copyright struck. But blue bird is the first thing I always think of. So, you see birds all the time. It's a weird bird. Huh? Where? The Sun World. They even have a school served up to us on a platter. I'll make the call. Go ahead. Alright, so she is the one that put down the transmutation circle. Okay. Alright, Black Lightning. Alright, fine. I'm willing to go. Just give me a minute. Where are we leaving from? Where's the abyss? Where's the abyss? I mean, aren't we supposed to get some time to change at least? Can we have an hour? What happens with the other thing? You know, the food situation. We're not letting God starve, are we? Holy Knight Shepherd family, Saint Summers. Hello? Weird. The signal's not working. Gunko's looking away in either embarrassment or... Yeah, probably embarrassment. Maybe she might have a crush on this guy. What is it, Gunko? Why are you in my house? Huh? Shamrock? This dude is just chilling in his underwear. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Big trouble. I'm late. I'm very late. I was half asleep. Where am I supposed to go again? Holy Knight Rimu Shifu family, Saint Killingham. Huh? We're in Elbaf? Who grabs my entire room, sofa included? I mean, really. So this is the land of the giants? It's huge. We only needed one. Why are there two of you? Because you're going back, Commander. I am? Orders from above. Ah, so that's the deal. Yes, the situation in the Holy Land is rather dire. It's all gone wrong ever since the Reverie. Your presence there will be a benefit, Shamrock. So, what's the situation and the mission? What were you doing in this unaffiliated country? Paying a visit to Harold's grave? Hold up. Shamrock knew Harold. Interesting. Okay, got it. You want us to kidnap some kids and take them to the Holy Land? They're too big to stuff into sacks, though. But those without the mark cannot travel through the abyss pentagrams. That means we'll have to sail them back. Zzz. Why, you, with your powers, you can make it into a game. Very quirky. I don't know. Maybe I had the impression that the Holy Knights would be more serious or more intimidating. Not to say that, what's this guy's name? Saint Summers or even Saint Killingham will not be formidable in combat. I mean, look at that weapon that Saint Killingham has and also his name. It's like a trident that has been modified. So it's not like the three-pronged Triton. It's got like two, and then this one's been like welded back on. He also looks like a sea beast, obviously. That goes without saying. Yeah, they're quirky. Again, I'm not trying to put down or dispel the notion that they will not be able to accomplish this mission. The Straw Hats are here, obviously, so it's not going to work. But I could see them getting off with Colin, and then that's how Gabon is brought back into the story at the end of it. Thank you, Vante. Yes, please like the stream if you enjoy. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Let me get a quick swig of water, and then I will be right back. Alright, I meant it. So I am right back. It is time for chapter 1141. Alright, chapter 1141, An Older Woman. Kill. Alright, volume 27, I'm not reading that whole thing again. You get one per stream, that's the rule. Can't see through the tears of anger. Oh god, he is stabbed. Well, he's bleeding, I should say. He's got a katana right to his mouth. Oof. Alright, time for Yamato to come in clutch. Alright. Gigantic diamonds, gold ingots, pearls. Those are the only reasons I walked around that stupidly enormous castle. Ultra rare Nami, don't bring that up. What do I care about this Loki monster or whatever? Loki? Diamonds? Nothing. Ignore her. What you two need right now is rest. Maybe take it easy with all the hot button words, ultra rare Nami. I want treasure. Yeah, don't you, Nami. Ultra rare Nami. Atom Tree Tour. There's more to see than I even imagined. So, as you can tell, we live in the branches of this enormous tree, each of which has its own long history. Whoa, what's this one? Long ago, there was a village called Hagen on that branch. One day, lightning struck the village and started a fire. But when a branch gets old, the fire just never goes out. In order to ensure that it didn't spread to other branches, they had to cut it off, village included. Were there giants on that when they cut it? I don't know, that seems like something the giants would do. You know, the pruning off of the weak or the helpless. And which isn't really fair when you think about it, because I think this was a conversation that was brought up with Vinland Saga. I think it was between Thors and Thorkel. In terms of, I don't want to die be a fire when they were sloshing the oil all around. Yeah, that's not a way for a warrior to go out. But I'll continue. Boy, that had to be a real tough call to make. I guess even Adam can get old and decrepit. You might say that the vulnerabilities of Elbaf are fire and lightning, in fact. Ooh, so the god, the sun god, and Eneru potentially coming back into the fray. I don't know. Okay. During the feast, Western Village. Where you been, Nami? I don't see a lord or elder. Probably exploring. Okay. Nice. Jarl, this is our genius navigator. Ah, and what a beauty she is. Hey, watch you old purse. Hey, what you do, type of woman? Bosha. My favorite type? An older woman. That doesn't exist. You're the oldest person in the world. Yow! Chief Jarl! Hey, don't touch Chief Jarl's sword, Usopp. No, you shut up, Dory. Is there no hero who would draw Excalibur from its sheath? You better not, he'll die of blood loss. Oh boy, he's really wasted. So are you. I can't blame him for getting carried away. It's been his lifelong dream to come to this place. Also, that's not another thing that has been really, as far as I know, I'm not too in-depth with the One Piece community, unfortunately, but I don't think there has been a discussion of what happens if this indeed is where Usopp decides to plant his roots, much like Gabon. That could be a potential parallel there, because he might not ever know what it is to be a true warrior of the sea unless he stays on Elbaf. Could there be another Water 7 type of situation? Perhaps. But I'll keep going. Wahaha, he seems to be having the time of his life. Wait a second. Where did Gerd get off to? Compression fractures in the limbs. And this one seems to have been injured by something sharp. Could this have been caused by some small but powerful human weapon? What happened? Explain it to me. These are castle guards. That's not a good sign. I swear, I was only going there for inspiration in fashioning the details of my block castle when I noticed the shattered gates and the guards on the floor inside. You look awfully sweaty. Is it hot out today? Yeep! I wish you'd stare at me forever. Let's wake the guards up so I can hear what they have to say. No. Give them plenty of rest. Well, then I'll just have to report to Chief Jarl. But why ruin such a joyful feast? It wouldn't be right to bring unconfirmed fears to the village's attention when everyone is already in such a festive mood. She looks back. We must wait until the ultra-rare Straw Hats return. If they find out about this business with Loki, I'll be treated like an accomplice. And I've always wished we could release Loki and have him leave this island forever. Let him rampage elsewhere for all I care. I've also seen some speculation about Loki joining the crew. That was my initial thought that I had up until I saw the mural. Now I think he will be an ally, so this could potentially be the Odin-esque type of crewmate on the ship. So not officially a Straw Hat per se, but I think it is leaning in that direction. Now the only question is, I think he is like ginormous. So he would not be able to, unless he has his own ship, to be able to sail alongside of us. I don't think he would be able to come with us. But also, we have not talked about the scars across his eyes. He was able to discern the general aesthetic of Shamrock when Shamrock was confronting him about joining the Holy Knights. So his observation hockey is either immense, or alternatively, he can see from underneath the bandages. One way or the other, Loki could potentially have some ocular type of issue going on. But again, I'll keep reading. There's just one thing that troubles me. I don't think it's right to ignore the report of an intruder who looks like red hair. She's winding up in the background. Out with it already. Tell me what you're hiding. Punish me. The underworld. Hey, Luffy. This doesn't match what you're saying. I know, something's changed. Even the animals got messed up. You guys okay? Loki, what happened? Who did this to you? This giant's huge. Talk to me, Loki. Oh, he's breathing. Don't use the key yet. Something's wrong here, Luffy. Look how hurt he is. He's not going to be able to cause any damage. Come on, Zoro, help me. Help. Fucking Luffy. So the cuffs are made of sea prism stone. And what's with the huge animals? Chill out, Luffy. Not yet. A giant is dying, man. We have to save him. That's not my problem, though. I've never talked to this guy, and I only heard bad things about him. All I know is that if an ore-sized supergiant starts raising hell, it's going to be a major problem, even for Elbaf. Give me a sec. What are you doing, Zor? Did he kick him in the face? Or he kicked him in the wound? Or did he kick the sword? I don't know what Zoro did. I think he inflicted some damage on him to wake him up. Ah! Okay, so the injuries and blood are real. He doesn't seem to be acting. What do you think? Slump. He died! If he's dead, then he wasn't meant to survive. That's messed up. Here, we'll unlock the cuffs, but keep one of his legs still locked up with sea prism stone. If he wakes up again, we can talk to him. Alright, maybe I'll go call for Chopper. Nah, it's too far to the library. Though I'm pretty sure there was a doctor at the feast in the village. If that's how they find out we freed Loki, though, we're gonna get kicked out of the country. If it happens, it happens. I'll go find the doctor. We'll need meat, too. Can't get better without food. You want meat? There's plenty of meat over there. Don't ever say that again! They're my friends! I'll hunt some different ones in the mountains. Meat is meat. No, those are friends. And you don't eat friends. Alright, well, the Chopper can finally exhale after 25 years of being in this story. He will not be looked at as emergency rations to Luffy. Although he might chew on him a little bit before he comes to his senses, because Luffy is often delusional. Wagata. Jeez. But the doctor comes first. You wait here. Sure. Huh? What? We're doomed. The island clouds will disappear down in the underworld. All we need is a little bit of buoyancy before they vanish. Don't worry, Gerd. I'll save you. We don't have time to use the lift. It's an emergency. If Loki gets free, it'll be hell unleashed. It's not working, though. We're gonna crash and die. I'm sorry, everyone. I made a mistake. We can't blame you. You were thinking of the fate of Elbaf. Goodbye, cruel world. And the balloon. We have not seen that in a while from Luffy. Gamu Gamu Balloon. Mugiwara. And then they shot him off because, of course, it's buoyancy. Oops. Eek. But thanks anyway. We only got severely injured instead of dying immediately. Huff, huff. We were in such a panic. I'm glad we made it in time. Whatever you do, Straw Hat, don't free Loki. We made Roto spill the beans. I'm sorry, Ultra Rare Luffy. You can't trust Loki. He's a cunning, cruel, vicious, backstabbing, and conniving villain. We've known Loki since we were children. If he told you anything that made him sound sympathetic, then he's lying. He's the kind of beast who will kill a so-called friend at moment's notice. Which, interesting parallel between what Luffy just said in terms of cannibalizing or eating his friends. He's an enemy of the world. Well, it's too late. Huh? Clack, clack. Ooh, this is the panel that I saw online. So he has officially been freed, except for the one around his left ankle. Loki? What? I thought he was passed out. Don't do it. Oh man, his face there in that bottom left panel looks gnarly. Loki, take your hand off of Ragnir. Alrighty. He does have that aura though, I will admit. I felt like I was reading this chapter for a long time. There's a lot in this one. So, first, little mini theory that I have is that there could be civilizations, and yes, I did not stutter, civilizations of people living within the Atom Tree. Or alternatively, it could be used as a method of transport throughout Elbaf, because they did say that we live on the branches. So if you get inside of one of these hollow things, if you're small enough, of course, you can go all the way to the top, you can go all the way to the bottom. You could probably get outside of the island if the vines stretch long enough. So that's a thing. There is a chance that Chief Jarl could be faking whatever happened to him with that sword. Obviously, it doesn't make sense in a non-One Piece series for a sword to have gone through your skull and you survive. One Piece has that weirdness factor, so I didn't question it too much initially. But that could be another thing to be concerned about, is if he was a traitor to the Giants. And then the process of freeing Loki, Zoro and Luffy are arguing. Rightfully so. I think even Zoro would struggle mightily with taking down Loki. I think it would be a fair one given his prowess in the combat versus Kaido. I think it's a puncher's chance. It's just the sheer size of Loki. I think he's like 4 times bigger than normal giants. Some crap like that. And then the line about what's his name? I literally have his name in a theory section, so let me pull that up because I am just blanking on it. No, I guess it's gone. Or at least I put it somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. But, not Ragnar. I don't know, I got like Vinland on the brain at the moment. My brain's not working properly. Okay, here we go. Harrigan. Why did I blank on his name? Good God, he's been in the series for 500 chapters. He says he's the kind of beast who will kill a so-called friend at a moment's notice. So what I think is that they had a common friend growing up, because they're not too far off in age, plus giants age differently. So it would be akin to maybe like a 15-year-old brother and like an 8-year-old brother is my guess, to where a family friend might have been killed, and that was actually in the best interest of the giants to start with. So yeah, Loki is freed. He has been freed, my mans. And then Ragnar is what he's holding on to. All right, that was a jam-packed chapter, longer than I anticipated for that one. So I do need a quick hydration break. I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's get into chapter 1142 next. Alright, here comes Yamato coming in clutch. What I'm afraid of. Volume 28, Give Back the Sword and Girls. Thunder Bagawa. Sensei, help us, Sensei. There's a huge snake in the schoolyard. It must be Jormungandr. It's the snake that brings an end to the week. You mean Saturday? That might be one of the best jokes in One Piece. That was incredible. An end to the week. You mean Saturday? Eek, it's gonna kill us. Everyone, run into the school. Faculty room, Walrus School. We've got trouble, teachers. There really is an enormous snake out there. A beast from the underworld? What is it doing here in the sun world? I only hope we can evacuate everyone in time. We should call the chiefs. But in the meantime, the children are in danger. Shout out to Mrs. Ripley. She's about to show off her warrior-esque traits. That's my prediction. Teacher, it's going to gobble Ager up. Wah! Move it. Alright, the walrus teacher comes out. There's a hammer. Senses it, but still gets cracked. Grab. Ooh. Coils up. Ah, here comes Saul. Okay. Sorry I'm late. Watch out, Tusk. Midterm X-Slam. Midterm X-Slam. It's an interesting name for an attack. And he's got hockey on his arm. Of course he does, because why not? Give everyone hockey. Eek! What? Mr. Principal, Mr. Saul. Oh, my back. Thanks for the help, Saul. Don't mention it. Where'd this snake come from, though? Former giant pirate's Tusk, the principal. You used to be a warrior too, Mr. Principal? The rumors were true. Mr. Saul is super duper strong. He was in the Navy, right? That was really cool. Where are monsters like this in the... There are monsters like this, good God, in the sun world, Saul? Not really. They're more like the usual wild animals. It's enormous. Sorry about the scare, children. Thank you, Mr. Saul. Eek, Mr. Wolf. Huh? What is it now? Inside the school, was it a diversion? Oh my God, Mr. Wolf, the gym teacher? What happened to you? Forget me. What about the children? Huh? Teacher, Ilva and the others wandered off somewhere. What? Where? Oh, hello. Are you Luffy's friend? That's right. Did Luffy do something to you? Be careful, Mr. Saul. Oh, because he's backing away. You mustn't touch the children. Which way'd Ilva and them go? That way, towards the beach. Mr. Saul, what happened to them? They fell asleep and wouldn't talk to us. Asleep? But you said they were walking? Yeah. They're all asleep and won't respond to us. Come back. Where are you all going? Blow the horn. Warn the whole country. Alright, so this is that Holy Knight's power, making a game of it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7, possibly more. Giant children are walking off. Not the whole country. Tusk, that's going overboard. This is an... or warn the whole country, okay. Not the whole country, Tusk, that's going overboard. This is an abnormal state of affairs, Saul. Look at the forest. Notices something? Alright, they do blow the horn. Huh? What? There are more monsters there? Where do they come from? See? Abnormal, right? Mr. Principal, the children are passing out. What's wrong, everyone? Hang in there. What now? I just don't understand. Get up, kids. What's happening? Says Chopper. Let me down there, Saul. I'll take a look at him. Please do. Thanks. I'm at a loss. The first thing we should do is stop the children and get them to safety. Flashing back to Loki's world, the underworld. You thought that leaving one leg trapped in Sea Prism Stone would contain the true extent of my power? That was foolish of you. If you want to save Elbaf, undo the final cuff now. You'll soon see if I'm really helpless or not in this condition. Loki! Hey, what's his deal? Alright, Sanji's here. Better hurry up. If I keep landing blast, eventually they'll hit something. Is he throwing off like Conqueror Hockey Blast into... Or is he talking about like swinging the hammer? And the fires will spread. You know what Elbaf is susceptible to, don't you? That kind of sounds like he can shoot out hockey. I can bring you all to ruin. Stop it, Loki. All right, clang. It did catch fire. Oh, does it literally bring down lightning from striking something? That is awesome. Was that thunder? There's fire on the south side of the island, Chief Jarl. Did you hear a horn too? Anything but fire. We must put it out. Going back to the Walrus School. Mr. Saul, Mr. Principal, I recognize those monsters. You do, Miss Ange? It was earlier today. Loki has a huge hammer, and he destroys the world. No, he doesn't. The one who destroys the world is Nika. I drew Nika. Look at my pretty picture. Look! Ew, he's scary. No, look, Loki is scarier. No way, obviously the scariest thing of all is Fenrir, the giant wolf. Which, that was one thing that I think... I got a few dislikes on my Blackbeard theory, unfortunately. I thought it was a pretty cool, fun little conceptual idea to have. But instead of being related to Shanks with the three-pronged, some people were saying it could have been Fenrir. Which, agreed, it could have been Fenrir. But I'll keep going. Don't stand on your desk, children. It's Ghost, the undead Draugr. Storms. Nidhargr, the lightning dragon. Yarmungandr, my mom. Oh my god. Oda is in his comedy bag this stream. Is everybody finished? Teacher, if I have to think of so many scary things, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. Sorry, Elva. I'm happy to see so much personality and creativity in all these drawings and essays, though. You've all got so much imagination and expression. Okay, so a Don to Don-esque from the conceptual into the physical type of power. That's OP-AF. Not just like One Piece AF. It's like overpowered AF. Moving on. All those things are what the children drew based on the prompt of what they were afraid of. Bakana! These things are a vision of the world that terrifies the children most. Oh, good God. That is a scary looking Nika in the back. It's got one eyeball for some reason. This kind of reminds me of like a cartoon or like a Cartoon Network or like a Nickelodeon. Like I could see some of these monsters being in Courage, which I've seen quite a bit. That is quite the spread, though, I will say. I also enjoy the fact that Elbaf has a very unique... I'm not going to say aesthetic, even though aesthetic is the appropriate word. It has a very niche kind of art style to it, if that makes sense. First with the mural, and then with these dream creatures that the children were scared of. I'm sure there'll be more stuff, but that's 2 for 2 already. Okay, we're all ready to... Hey, good job there, Killingham. The time limit is until the kids reach the ship. Do you think you can get them back? Gihahaha. To know love is to wound one another. Say, Gunko, are you afraid of anything? Nika. What do I make of that? So she is either drinking the Kool-Aid hella strong from the Royal Knights, because Nika's the antithesis to the world government, ergo the Holy Knights, or she had some previous issues. She does have the bandages around her face, and with that being the sun god, potentially something to deal with when not Shamrock. See, I'm already doing it. When Shanks stole the fruit from Who's Who, she could have been on the ship with Who's Who. Again, another chapter jam-packed. Loki having a electromagnetic weapon, so a literal Mjolnir type of deal. The only thing I don't quite know about is like what happened to Mr. Wolf. It might have been the physical attack of either of the two Holy Knights, or alternatively, it was a creature that attacked him before going after the rest of the kids. I also would very much prefer if the anime did like a pastel or a color, watercolor type of palette for these creatures, because they're kids' drawings at the end of the day. So if indeed that is how they decide to colorize them versus the very saturated aesthetic of most of, post Wano and forward One Piece, that'd be really cool. Because even the way that Oda, I'm looking at this final spread now, on this final page, there are some dark blacks that he uses for like the wolf creature, that dragon thing, like Nika. But then when you look at the cloud, you look at the ghost, you look at the bird, it's almost like it's a child sketch with crayons or watercolors. Alright, but chapter 1143, give me one more set. Yeah, Rania, welcome. I just finished chapter 1142. Yeah, these are going pretty quickly. Thank you for tuning in, though. Peep the Mom, bottom left. Is Big Mom? I will go back. Oh, kind of hidden there behind the text bubble. Is that the legend of Big Mom, though? I feel like... yeah, it's gotta be. This is almost like a second version of the mural, if I'm being honest. Because, again, I think it was Ripley that was telling Frankie, like, oh, these are just kids' drawings. Those kids were pretty talented artists, I'll just say, but... Big Mom? No. Alright. I'm glad I saw that before I got into the next chapter, but give me one sec. Need some water. Oh, I see what you mean, Ronnie. So that might not be Big Mom, that just might be the mom of the giant. Either way, that's pretty funny. Again, Oda's been in his absolute comedic bag for this arc. Alright, a nice color page. They're doing like some sort of fish racing. Based on a reader request, a Straw Hat Crew car chase. Alright. Love that. Classic One Piece. Speed is the weapon. Wait, is someone drowning in the... That's Jimbei? That ain't right, guys. Give him a fucking fish. You can't just say he is a fish so you can swim. That ain't right. Oda ain't shit for that, I'll just say. And somehow Sanji has a drink and something to eat while he's... Alright, moving on. Hey, wait, y'all. Ilva, Mag, Ranja. Wow, they're really sleepwalking. Chapter 1143, Holy Nights. What's this white cloth? Where are y'all going? Be careful, Saul. Remember the other teacher said not to touch the children, and he was all bloody. I know he did, but I don't see nothing wrong with them, and it's dangerous for them to keep walking like this. No touchy. Ooh, it's like briars around them. Come on, let's get back to What was that, Saul? What happened? Did something stab you? This is the Walrus School. All the children have suddenly fallen asleep, and out of those, 9 of them have started walking. We don't know where they're going. It's not clear why or how this is happening. The kids at the school? My son's there too. There's also been a surge of strange monsters from the forest. Monsters? Are the children safe? The children are traveling down Branch Route 8 at the moment. They literally have to number them like interstate highways. I am deceased. Alright. And there's a fire too? What's with all this sudden danger? Did something happen back at that school? Did you say Branch 8? It's not looking good over there. Oh no, that's the school where my granddaughter Ilva goes. How many generations is that? I think you've all had enough to drink now. Yeah, you should get it together. Fucking Brooke. Oh. Yes, that was quick work. Clang, 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 bam. The firefighting Svar is on the case. You've got this, firefighters. We're counting on you. Huh? What's that? Huh? A giant skull creature? Knocks him down. Nani? Yeah. You see how shocked those giants were when they got stabbed by those thorns? It's just like the famous saying, every love has its thorns. Never heard of it. Yeah, you're so apathetic, Gunko. You know that? Love is the passion to reach out and squeeze someone tight, even as you see the thorns close up. That is oddly poetic, Oda. My goodness. The best part of this game is when it's parents and children. Parents hug their kids tight, thorns and all, and then the kids scream and wail when they see their worst nightmare, mommy and daddy dying in agony. Okay, so he's definitely got the disposition of a holy knight, I'll just say. There's real emotion in killing. Oddly, yes. St. Summers, Thorn, Fruit, Thorn Man. Death by love. Isn't that just so exciting? No interest. The woman who never knew love. Which route did you choose, Gunko? There was a thick branch that ran down the middle. Library, Walrus, Western Village, Port, munch. If they walk straight that way, they'll reach the village's sea clouds. The middle one's good, stands out better. Makes their utter futility all the more apparent. Summers, I need a bit more salt. Salt? Salt? Fell asleep? St. Killingham, dragon, fruit, mythical type, model Kieran, dream manifesting man. Okay. Okay. Oh, Aspatch rock salt? Gourmet stuff. You can wake up now. What about the sleep tids you pulled out of those brats' dreams? Sleep tids. That's what we're calling them? Alright. I can keep them going at the same time, of course. Hey, this salt goes perfectly with the meal. I'll try some too. Anyway, speaking of the giant's boats in the village, apparently they draw rainbows in the sky with those painter rocks. Umai! Real unique culture they've got. So all we have to do is take one of those to return to the Holy Land. Jump, 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 jump. We've basically won already. It's too easy. This is a baby game for babies. I'm very full now. All this and 0 calories? Well, it's stream food, so 0 energy too. Don't worry, Summers. There will be trouble. I saw a pirate ship moored on the sea clouds of the village. The Emperor of the Sea, Straw Hat Luffy, is here. Huh? Wait, the kids are walking right towards the fire. See? You didn't expect this. Not to worry. If they die, we can send more. Bruh. Literally walking into... Is this considered self-emulation? I feel like it. Yeah. Alright. Pull this full screen back up. Damn you, Loki. Go on, Harujan. Try and stop me. Dog, ha 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 ha. But no. You can't possibly stop me. You can't even lift Ragnar. The heft, or because he's not worthy? I feel like it could go either way. I just hope no one gets hurt in the Sun World. They will. The flames will only spread further. So make your choice. Will you undo the last cuff and free me? Who's this enormous giant anyway? He was really badly injured, so I wanted to help him. Or will you all choose death? I'm only keep taking the lives of those weaklings in the Sun World. If you don't answer me... Wait, alright. Grin. Don't get suckered in, Harujan. Zoro. I guess I gotta do it. If he can move, I'll stop him. That was the deal. Mate Mugiwara. He'll electrocute you if that doesn't work on him. Very well then, I hear your answer. Stop this, Loki. If you hit the children, there's no turning back. Make sure you go easy on him, Luffy, or his wounds will get worse. Gamu Gamu. Damn it, I've lost this one. Arm balloon. Huh? Oh, he was just putting on a facade and he was actually exhausted. Luffy, on the next page, I'm at 14 and 15 before I flip. He's going to be like, I barely hit him. I didn't even hit him that hard. He really was at death's door already. He was summoning all the strength he had left on a gamble. If his bluff had worked, he would have escaped so that he could collapse somewhere in secret. I just can't imagine that working, based on the amount of blood he'd lost. It's up to you whether to heal him or let him die. But I had business with Loki too, but it had to wait when I saw how bloody he was. It is true that whoever attempted to kill Loki, it is a separate incident from the matter of his own crimes. And I think I might know who it was. Please, Harujan, help him out a little. I don't want to let him die, no matter who he is. He looks at him. Until he's fully healed, it'll probably take months. If you really want to see him recover, you shouldn't leave him in a place like this. But if he's taken to the village, it'll only lead to more calls for execution. They'll kill him. They hate him that much? He's an irredeemable scumbag. These horns turned out to be real, huh? They're a holdover of his ancient giant blood. He is just sitting on a... Is that kind of disrespectful or adorable? I feel like it's a little bit of both. Just like his father, Harold. Alright. You are my sons, and I love you both. I want you two to work together to support Elbaf after I'm gone. I can't believe this tiny weakling is supposed to be my big brother. You're just a bastard. You're not our father's legitimate son. Hear that, Harjan? Your mother had filthy blood in her veins. Picks up the axe. Ah, wait. Don't lose control, Harjan. Yeah. I've never forgiven him for what he did. He insulted my mother and killed my father. Go on, do it, you sad little berserker. Or perhaps instead of indulging in your personal, petty drama, take a look at the woods around us. They all say I went and killed Dad with pure murder in my heart. But you don't believe that, do you? I don't believe it either. I think I called that out. I feel like, was that in my theory video? I can't remember, but there was just something super sus about that whole story, and which now makes me look sideways at Chief Jarl. There's no way he's purely innocent on this. Oh, I'm the only survivor. Yeah, that almost always means you're a traitor. Yeah, it is finally time for Usopp to shine. And God, it's been a decade, unfortunately. All right, let me get some more water, and then I have to go to, obviously, a different site for 1144. Give me 1 sec, because I have been reading it through Viz officially. Okay, Vontae, for that, it says I need to watch an advertisement? Like, is this real life right now? I guess so. This is a new experience. I don't really like that because you guys are just fan scanners. Like, come on now. Whatever. But yeah, so far this has been, I don't want to say underwhelming. I thought we would have a little bit more though with Loki's backstory. Just him saying that to his brother, I do believe him. But to a certain extent, it's almost like I expected to see more from Oda explicitly. That, because the connotation that I got off of social media is Loki is 100% innocent. At this point, it's like 60-40. He's a good guy. But, yeah, exactly, Ronnie. So he either didn't do it or had a legitimate reason to do it, or he was framed to do it. Because I think, I can't remember who it was, someone made a connection about the fact that Big Mom was on Elbaf. Mother Carmel was attempting to find candidates for the world government and the Holy Knights, some of which included giants. So I think this person went on to say something along the lines of like, they might have sold out a few of the Elbaf children in order to, I guess, get a payday. She did say one final payday. Okay, this has definitely been longer than 15 seconds. Like, come on. Oh my god, and they got the crap on the side. Okay, I'm going to read through this chapter as quickly as possible, and this is going to sound a bit, disrespectful to Oda, but I just can't stand this site. So, chapter 1144, Warrior Time. Alright, Yamato was successful, and we got the architect back. Volume 29, we found Minatomo, the carpenter from the port, and set the girls free. All's well, it ends well, except for Ulti. What is this? The two of them are touring the Atom Tree. Well, what do you think it is? It's always been here. This thing reeks of science. Well, you are a cyborg. I figured this would be the thing you'd like the most. Why is there a facility like this in the land of giants? Okay, so Eternal, they mentioned something about the wood being a very good source of combustion in terms of burning seemingly forever. So this could have been where the original mother flame was created by the ancient civilization, a sort of peace offering, if you will. Another thing with the Olympics is the passing of the Olympic torch. So obviously the passing of the flame from one to another, very symbolic. But there is also the legend of, I think, a little rusty on my mythos, but I'm pretty sure that when fire was first granted to humanity, it was because of Prometheus flew too close to the sun in an attempt to get for humanity. That's probably incorrect, so please don't laugh at me if I'm wrong. But continuing on, this is a really cool structure, though. It's like it's science and nature, or like manufactured and nature melded together. Hey, Frankie, nice job. You actually found it. Oh, okay, this could just be Vegapunk's hideout. I was thinking of showing you this place later. It's super cool here, Frankie. What are you guys doing here? Lilith? Bonnie? We got lost. Thanks for finding us. So even geniuses get lost, huh? Good thing we ran into you. I heard some kind of alarm going off somewhere, so the forest might not be safe anymore. But this place is incredible. Even at a rough estimate, it's gotta be over 3,000 years old. What? Are you kidding me? Do you even realize how long 3,000 years is? Yes, it's 3,000 years. Literally in the name. That is a miss on a comedic bit. Yeah, can't really deny that, but honestly, not even the people of Elbaf know what this building is. Now this is worth researching. I think I'll just move in here, so you can get lost again? Anyway, I'm going in too. Yeah! What happened, Bonnie? Oh, she having the dream nightmare? Or one of the things came in? The dreamlets? I forget the name already. There's something right behind you. What really scares me is the storm. Oh, Elbaf, the land of mysteries. I have no idea what the hell that creature is. This thing is just terrifying. What really scares me is Drow. Sober up and grab your weapons. The anti-fire unit Star is being taken out. That is a draw, right? Isn't that a zombie? What do you mean they're connected to the kids' imagination? What the hell does that even mean? And the Chiefs? They need to step up and take control. They drank too much and ran off to the bathroom. What? Okay, like, no. You are super sus, Chief Jarl. Like, come on. Your village is burning down to the ground. You decide to go to the bathroom. No one's buying that. That giant skeleton looks familiar. Wait, is that me? Yo! Take the guest out of the village. I'm hauling you out, table and all. Whoa, hold on, don't you dare. We're fighting too. Speak louder. Even Elbaf thinks this incident is weird. Of course not, crone. But why? I'm a warrior too. I'm gonna fight. No, you're not, crone. I don't know. It's either a weird page break there, or that was a very poor attempt at moving from one scene to another. Column's asking to fight. I'm Gabon's son. Exactly. You're not Gabon. The kids need to get somewhere safe. Got that? Yeah. So what is Colin scared of? Imagine we get Roger. Imagine he was scared of Roger based off the stories that his dad told him. I know that like his dad was crewmates with him. So who do they go up against? Like, ooh, Shiki? Could Shiki finally make an appearance, but not really an appearance? That's an interesting question. I want to discuss that with Vontae here when I finish up. Jarl. What is it, girl? There's something we didn't tell you. Sorry. An intruder who looks like the red-haired one in the castle? Yeah, both of them were insanely strong. The other one had some really weird powers. In this world, when something strange happens, the fastest explanation is always a devil fruit. But if this really is an unknown phenomenon, then there's a good chance they are behind it. Okay. Alert the entire country. 2 humans, not part of the Straw Hats, have infiltrated this place. Report the moment you find them. Sir, yes, sir. Understood. Only 2. With all these strange phenomena happening, we better assume there could be more of them. More than 2? On it. I don't know where they came from or who they are, but kidnapping children in broad daylight, you bastards, I'm not letting you get away with this. I like how much Nami is upset by this. It goes back to one of the reasons why I personally love the Punk Hazard arc, because it showcased her innocence as a child in terms of being taken advantage of by adults. And as it so happens, related back to this arc, those were kids attempting to be turned into artificial giants. So, well done, Oda. If this keeps up with people being taken as hostages, what do you think they'll try to demand from Elbaf? I've never seen a kidnapping like this. I won't allow it. We'll help too. A ship and some people to back you up. Absolutely not. Your guest, head to a safe place and stay inside. And hidden. No, wait a sec. Where are Dory and Broggy? They went to the bathroom. Drunk. Again. But if they're human size... Okay, so those are the captains they were talking about? Okay, so they actually might just be shit-faced. But if they're human size, we're the ones who should handle it. That's right. Yeah, big stuff should be settled between giants. We'll find those intruders. But Elbaf is massive. With our legs, it might be a bit tricky. Whoa, let's... Oops. Ah. What? I thought you were going to stop me. You want to get on board? All right, but I'm the captain, okay? Aw, that's cute. Corone, pirates, set sail. You're the giant, so you row. Charge! Cologne. To the entire nation of the Solar Kingdom. Strum. Humans not affiliated with the Straw Hat crew have been confirmed at the Auber's castle. And hostility is expected from them. She's just getting her head in the game, I guess? Or trying to prevent herself from... Ooh, that might be what it is. She's trying to prevent herself from being infected by the or the dragon dream devil fruit by not being able to hear or have the whispers into her head, or she's just so focused on her music that she cannot literally think of her nightmares. Gihahaha. There it is, Gunko's post-lunch ritual, or I'm just completely way off. It's always like that. Either I'm spot on or so off. It's ridiculous. I'm not even like in the ballpark sometimes. No, spot on or way off. It's not a ritual. I just like it, that's all. That's a TD, right? Let me put on a song, starting with the one who messed up. Pam! Must be nice, just walking around with something like that. What's your favorite song? New World. Yeah, what? You unhappy with the world today? You shouldn't laugh at what people like, Summers. Ah, my bad. But look over there. Grown-ups giving all of them to... Giving their all? Giving their all to save the kids. Alright, no more getting stabbed. I won't let them push any further. You've got this, Saul. You're all just following that white cloth, aren't you? But that cloth's headed straight into the flames. If I don't stop them, everyone's gonna die. I have to stop them. Come on, stop. Stab? Oh, it's stabbing the children. No. Kya! What? Ah, I'm so sorry. Ilva, Scaldy. You, back there, are you okay, Olav? Damn it, if I stop one of them, the others will get hurt by the thorns. Can't you just have Robin, like, grab their ankles or something? Like, I know she feels pain with her flower petal extensions, but I don't know. I feel like she should be able to stop them. Or like a rope. Just like, because the way that the thorns are coiled around the kids, the spikes are all facing outwards. So theoretically, if you just had a kid that maybe had like a tether to them, you know, unironically like those parents that put leashes on their kids in the supermarket, like, why don't you just do that with Robin's hands? And that way they can't walk forward. It's just like they're on a treadmill, but they're not moving forward. I'll keep going. That was a weird tangent. Poor things. What a horrible trap. That's right. Saul, we need to find out where this is coming from. Could it be close by? While we're doing that, the kids are going to throw themselves into the fire. I'll do what I can. If I can't pull the ones up front, then I'll get Bjorn from the back. Nice, I got him free. At this rate, we can stop them one by one. What really scares me is Fenrir. Nani? No way, that beast is helping them? Who's controlling it? Yeah, Chopper, you better pull out that rumble ball. You better not be yahing over here. Like, sir. Director, it's not just the West Village. Monsters are popping up in the other villages too. Are they showing up all over Elbath? It's definitely the work of some kind of ability. We need to find the culprit. Fast. Right. Outskirts of the West Village? No way a draw like this actually exists. Just one of them gave us this much trouble. Get the wounded back to the village. Nani? Needhog. What really scares me is Needhog. We can't hold out. The monsters just keep coming. What scares me is a ghost. We won't be able to protect the village. Everyone, retreat. All right, axe, sword. Let's move, Dory. Right behind you, Broggy. Hakoku! Grrr! Pirate ship, Great Eric's Fall Edition. You're gonna pay for this, you freaks. Why'd you show up without the booze? Oh, the bosses! No, they're the giant warrior pirates. Sorry we're late, everyone. What a waste, huh? We threw up all the booze. Leave it to us. We'll wipe out these creatures. We're leaving the kids to you. What? Yasan, the Mountain Eater. That ship's basically invincible now. Appearing in the land of the brave, the left arm of the Pirate King. One Piece 144, or 1144. End and no break as far as I can see. Let me go ahead and close out that tab and put on my ad blockers because the internet is unusable without them. All right, I'm sure you guys have chatted, so let me catch up now. Yeah, Dory and Broggy just dipping out. Yeah, that's convenient, but they're back. Sleep tits. Okay, thank you, Ronnie. Okay, Brooke's song. So they definitely have to interact. Gunko and Brooke. She'll be like a super fan. Can I get your autograph, please? Check if it's the correct. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, Vante. I had to cancel that one because I unfortunately put it on Mugen. So let me send you another one. Yeah, I went to go like share it and I was like, where is it? I know I just created it. And then I went back and it wasn't there. There you go. X is over capacity. Dude, I'm done with this site. I'm going to send it via Discord. It is always problems with that site now. All the time. Dumb. Oh, Ronnie, that is hilarious. Oh. Is this Brooke's endgame wife? From, what's the phrase? From rivals to lovers or from enemies to lovers? That'd be pretty funny. Welcome to the stream, Vontae. I know you were here in the chat, but welcome to the audio portion.
Oh, where am I? What'd you do? I'm asleep.
I have you stuck in a dream. What you are most scared of is the Deku Gojo face. So that is what shall appear.
It's funny when you and Ronnie have been talking about Jaro. I literally, a few weeks ago, I had joked about it with Sherm. I was like, what if he's a traitor? He's a mole. He has a sword in his head for a reason. What if, like...
He's one of the only survivors.
Yeah. But then I was like, nah, I think I'm tripping. I think he's you know, he's okay. He's just...
No.
Screws loose.
Nope.
No.
Okay, he's an op.
But, yeah, what were some things you wanted to talk about?
What role do you think Gunko is going to play? They've had a lot of focus on her specifically. Ronnie mentioned how that might be like a Brooke type of interaction. Because if she was listening to his music, he's here, he can give a live performance. Shamrock, I'm kind of surprised that they're still here. When they dipped off on that Gunko bird thing previously, I thought they were leaving the island, but no, they just went up to the Sun World, right?
I think Shamrock did completely, right?
Oh, because wasn't he there?
I thought it was just those three.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize if Shamrock had went back.
But at first I was like, why is Gunko still here? But I mean, I guess she is like one of the she's still tasked here since she's like one of the underlings of their faction, I guess.
Pretty cool that they mentioned you cannot travel through the portal without a marking. Mm-hmm. So I think, I can't remember who was stating it, but that then does give the the Blackbeard pirates a super major advantage because they have Crescent Moon, Devon. If she transforms into Saturn, he will have the mark. So they'll be able to use the transportation circles, and then her, co-op buddy that she had, Augur, he can already transport. So that's a problem.
Hey,
so
man,
they
Udoge,
exclusively have fast travel.
he got tattoos. I'm just saying.
He
That monk, he
does.
got tattoos on him. He got to do something. Damn, Oda.
Yeah, I must have missed that, Ronnie, in terms of Shamrock going back. I know that they were talking about the food situation in Mary Joie, but yeah.
Uncle, I don't know. Obviously, I know we talked about this too, and a lot of people have been talking about it still about her potentially being part of the Revs because of the little accessory on her hat.
That's an interesting theory. Yep.
Which, I mean, it does look very similar to all of them. They all have that accessory, that hat, and the glasses or goggles. So maybe. But there's a lot of stuff there though. So I'm really, really invested in her character.
I mean, look, any excuse to give a female character focus in this series specifically is literally welcome. More than welcome.
Also, I mentioned it to Sherm earlier too about Frankie. So him being with Ripley, seeing the mural, and then seeing a whole bunch of all this other stuff. I find it interesting how we all thought that Frankie was going to get these kind of conversations with Vegapunk on Egghead, but instead,
he's getting them here.
Yeah, I wonder if Oda is aware of that or something, because I think it's too this is some crazy important stuff right here. And I think it's because he's linked to Pluton, and he's going to be the one who's going to obviously rebuild it and I guess control it primarily.
What do you make of the fact of that tree-like laboratory place that Lilith and Bonnie were at?
No clue.
It looks, and no, it's not just because we have a dream devil fruit user. It looks like something out of a fantasy tale. It looks like something from the Shire. It's like a tree melded with mushrooms, melded with the ground.
Yeah. Oh, so my theory about the whole King Harold and Loki situation.
Yeah.
What I think happened, I think King Harold self-deleted. So, but I also think that Loki still wanted that fruit, so he was going to challenge him to a duel.
Okay.
But he ended up self-deleting because, remember, they said that he turned into a more benevolent king.
Yep.
He tore off his horns, so he probably hated himself, hated his, the tradition, the ancient giant way of living. So he did that, and then maybe Loki. That's how Loki got quote unquote framed for it. Or they might have.
Weren't there 100 royal guards that also got killed in that? So who do you think killed them?
Maybe still Loki if he was on his way there.
You thought he killed the guards to get to his dad?
Yeah, and then once he got there, his dad was like, "I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna kill myself." So basically, Loki was already going to do that, but he was going to do it in a duel, not on some snake shit, stab him in the back type of thing.
He wanted to go head up.
Yeah, and that's what ended up happening. Maybe they had a deal where he was like, "Well, you can still have the fruit, but I'm not fighting." And I think, and the reason why I'm saying this is because of the prophecy that he had that the son would kill him, and also the fact that when Loki was born, he was essentially cursed. I'm thinking that he was cursed because of, I guess, the change of lifestyle from King Harold, and also because Hydrogen's mom, right? They said something about she was from a different giant clan or something like that.
Not from
so maybe that's why Loki was cursed, because Hydrogen is the older brother. So the next child that he had somehow became cursed because they keep calling him the cursed prince. The moment he was born, things like crazy shit just started happening. So,
So do you think that mixing of a different bloodline then cursed the next child?
yeah, and that's also
So
one
not
reason why
the child of the initial mixing. Maybe something after that.
yeah, afterwards,
Hmm.
and then
Okay.
that mixed with all the stuff with him, I guess, changing his philosophy or whatever is what did that because it's one of those things where he knows, and that's what I've been saying too. Like all of these giants that have this kind of animosity towards Loki, like I get it, but your king told you years ago that this was going to happen. So I don't understand the personal animosity that they have. I get that they're
I think it's
frustrated,
related
but
to that
it's
statement
kind of
that
weird.
Harajin made about he would even kill a friend. I feel like Loki has taken out one person, and that person might have been in cahoots with Chief Jarl in order to backstab or usurp the
Ah,
throne.
okay.
So
So
it
even
could be
more
a son,
misdirection.
because he does say he had like a great granddaughter or something, great whatever. He has a bloodline. So Loki could have been friends with one of his descendants. One of his descendants could have been working with his dad, Chief Jarl, and then they were going to steal the fruit, kill the king, and then rule over Elbath. Because with the warrior generation before Harold started making these pacifist type of moves, they were almost exclusively be like, okay, well, history written by the victors. If you win, you win. If you lose, you die.
Yeah.
So be it. So they could have been on that mentality of like, all we need to do is kill this pacifist, and then once we kill the pacifist, we can get the fruit, rule over Elbath. And then that's where it comes back to the fact that Loki killed someone that was considered a friend. He even asked his brother, like, do you believe it? Do you believe that I killed Dad? Like, he might have had the finishing blow, or he might have... However Blackbeard got his second devil fruit, he could have been told this, because this is a devil fruit passed down from generation to generation in the royal family of Elbath. So potentially he knows that secret. He's been locked up for a number of years. He's been locked up since before Blackbeard got his fruit in Marineford. Because it's been, what, 6 years? I think, if I remember
The Shanks
correctly.
fight, and then
So he doesn't even know, unless he got any like newspapers that were like, oh, Blackbeard has 2 fruits. He covered up, and he's like, that's just the ritual Dad told me to do. Just cover me up and then eat my heart. Something like that.
Because the thing is, like, when he said in the last chapter, he said, like, oh, like, you guys really think no, I did not do that. No, like, yeah, I'm an ain't shit ass dude, but I didn't do that. So I think he's telling the truth.
Not
like,
Dad.
He wouldn't need to lie about that. So, and then the fact that King Harold had this prophecy, what I was assuming was that he had it out of context. So maybe when he had, because I think they said he had the prophecy before Loki was born, correct? They say he's going to have a son born or a child born.
I think the prophecy was given to him after Harajin's birth. I believe that is correct.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is that he probably saw that or he had that prophecy, the vision. He had no context for it. He's seen him, seen the son, and he didn't know up until that point where he finally. I don't know.
Loki had his eyes covered even as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid.
So it's not bandages. Is it sealing something? Is he training his observation hockey?
Probably. His eyes
That's
probably crazy as hell once we see it unwrapped.
I wonder if he even has eyes. Do you think his horns are maybe growing out of where his eyes should have been?
Whoa, that would be crazy. It kind of reminds me of Fire Force.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Do we get a timeline of when he became a pacifist?
Just sometime in the past. I don't think...
Okay.
I can go back and look to see if maybe it's in that theory video that I took a whole bunch of screenshots for, but...
Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, when he got that prophecy was around the time that he wasn't quite a pacifist yet, so he's like, "What the hell? My son's gonna kill me in the future? Okay, whatever." And then over time, as we got closer to that day, that's where he self-deleted, where he thought that it was his son that killed him, but instead it was actually him who killed himself in front of him.
That, or he could have had his son kill him for his son's sake, so that he could get the fruit. Because it is confirmed Loki has a devil fruit. It is a strong fire-esque type of devil fruit, but it's not the Nika fruit. And which I'm still finding some sort of disconnect with that specifically, because they had like this whole, passed down mythos of Nika being very important to the giants. And then they have the devil fruit that's passed down from king to king to king. Is it just my conflating of the two, or did you also have that impression that they were supposed to be one and the same? What do you think of that?
The more when they like go over that, it makes it seem like it's the same. Like
that's what I thought. I thought they were like essentially the same thing.
Could there be duplicates? Like, could that just be a new thing that we're seeing right now?
Well, this is gonna sound strange, and I promise you, this will be the theory of the stream. I don't know if I can top this. A thought that just came into my mind: what type of devil fruit is the Nika fruit?
In terms of what they've told us, Zoan, mythical Zoan.
Okay, what model type is it?
You said human.
Correct. What if A, there's either a giant version of that, or B, there are brothers or twins of that? So Nika had a brother. If Nika had a brother, very similar fire type powers, they were both maybe from the same lineage, they had the same upraising, similar to Harjin and Loki. Like, there could be some parallels there in terms of these two devil fruits are always meant to come into contact with one another. I'm not going to go as far as say like the Naruto stuff with Sage's 6 paths and his 2 sons. But it could be some sort of destiny type of interaction that these two are always meant to be on the same side versus a greater threat at the end of days during Ragnarok. Or isn't it interesting that only humans had the model type human?
True. I was also thinking, I know we still don't really know, we don't know the origins of how devil fruits are even created. Well, we know the whole wishes, dream stuff, but I was thinking, what is this like a cross, like bred seed? Like fruits in real life, how you can, maybe that fruit was like that. Like,
hopefully we get some information with that weird house that Frankie and Vegapunk are at with Bonnie and Ripley. That could be it.
I actually did not read the officials. I'm just looking at the officials from the last chapter. It said they all say I went and killed Dad with pure murder in my heart. But you don't believe that, do you? So yeah,
that's the thing. It's his intentions.
Just without that. Yeah. I think he told him to do it though.
I think it's a type of I don't want to do it, Dad. And then he's like, if you don't kill me, then this usurper and his son are gonna try to kill me.
Also, though, maybe because, if he did self-delete, that would make him look crazy to his people. Like, you ripped off your horns, you did this, you did that, and then you ended up self-delete. Like, what the hell? We were following you for all these years, and this is the end of you. Like, what happened?
Is there a specific reason why you think he did that, or is just like... that's your impression? I'm trying to think if there anything that I've seen in these last 5 chapters that would lead me to concur with you.
What?
Or is that just how you're trying to... Yeah, like, why do you think he...
Because of the horns thing. It started from that. Like, that's a crazy thing to do. You tore off the horns on your head. That's like that's a unique trait, a part of you, a tradition, a culture, everything. And then I just kept thinking about him saying he had a prophecy that Loki did it, and then Loki, the last chapter, said, "Nah." But now that I'm reading the officials, it makes it seem like he could still have done it, obviously, but just not with murderous intent. So that changes that part of it.
Okay.
Um, but I just wouldn't be surprised if he would have done that, because if you ripped off your horns, that's like pride, that's everything. So what's the next step at that point? Self deletion, probably, because that's already pretty
Fair.
wild to do. You know?
I also want to think of the timeline in terms of after that event, Loki left. So it might have been a type of Saul type of situation. Go out to see my child, find friends that will showcase your existence, ones that won't stab you in the back, like my friend did and his son, your friend potentially did. I think that there was more to that throne room death.
Yeah, definitely.
Not just with Harold's death, but also with this friend that Harajin referenced in this chapter, or the last chapter as well.
Oh yeah, and same guy that Loki was talking to on the phone, correct? That he called Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Yeah.
So I think when I first read that, I was thinking maybe that could have been a friend of Harold's, or like a mentor of Loki, who was asked to be his guardian once he left Elbaf, possibly in disgrace. But at least he had one friend of a friend, or friend of his dad's, that he could have consoled with.
Oh, Sherm said something earlier. He's like, "What if he didn't die and he became a slave for the Holy Land?" I was like, "Oh no,
What?
no." But I mean, it could happen.
I mean, I guess it's theoretically possible, but
I mean, honestly, he would be a big quote unquote catch for celestial dragons. You know how they do like the mermaids. And
that would be more than Shirahoshi. It would be more than
ancient
Kuma.
Giant. Yeah,
the Giant's king is my slave.
Damn.
Bro, stop.
We definitely gotta get into some Harold stuff, like his life, through his life, that kind of stuff. Because there's a lot there, to be honest.
What I found interesting is chapter 1143, page 18. He seems to have been of the mindset that he wanted both of his sons to work together to support Elbaf. You are my sons, and I love you both. So he didn't even make the distinction of Loki being the cursed prince, at least not in a conversation, in terms of there being a difference between the unpure blood and then the cursed pure blood prince. And of course, they had to duel it out. Harajin got his ass kicked. And then all those giants that were around him, they're like, "Yeah, well done, Prince Loki. You're the best."
Hey, yeah, Ronnie, but I just don't know what's the switch up, though. Is it like Thor's and Vinland Saga? Or is it just like, it's not.
Yeah, that was obviously the reasoning why he took off his horns.
It's still crazy, though. Like, damn.
I think what Vante's getting at is that, like, he even took it a step further. Like, he tried to self-delete because of the fact maybe it wasn't working. Maybe he was trying to change the mentality of the giants, and it was just too difficult. They've had generation after generation after generation of warmongers. You can't just make a pacifist overnight out of a warmonger. That's not how it works.
What's another reason for him to tell Loki to kill him?
I think it's about the fruit. I feel like he wanted to pass it on to Loki.
Yeah, because my theory kind of got shut down after I said it. Because I forgot to read the officials from class. But yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's that anymore.
Was that the theory you said in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what do you make of these two Holy Knights? They're kind of strange.
I like it
Quirky.
in a weird way.
Okay.
It's kind of what I've been saying. Like, I just don't want them to just be villainous. Like, make them normal, quirky, you know, that's something. I mean, it's very One Piece is very older, but like, there's something there. You know, like just don't make them the bad guys, the adversaries, the emu. We're just evil. Saint J
He's
Garcia, we're
pretty
just evil.
distorted, though. At least
They
not
are.
killing him. The other guy, he's like, well, if
They
parents
are.
love their kids and they're gonna hug them to death, what,
But
sir?
it kind of reminds me of like Kizaru. Like this guy is kind
A
of
little bit.
twisted, but he's also just doing his job. It's kind of hard to read him, and then we finally seen him really get shook with the whole Vegapunk situation. So it's it's different, and even for Shamrock doesn't seem.
He doesn't seem to take pleasure in what he's doing. He seems like he is doing it,
Yeah,
like you said, like a job or a
it's their
responsibility.
job. Even Garland. I mean, Garland, he is pretty. I mean, he does seem like a bad guy, but like it's his job. It's like a Kainu. It's his job.
And he
But
accepted that promotion.
the birthright stuff, though, for like these holy knights is interesting to me. Like, are we gonna get something where like I said it in my reaction earlier? Is it gonna be like a conquest situation for some of them or one of them, where it's like it's just a purpose? Like I'm just here doing my job. You know, I
You're
was
talking about the Holy Knights or the
yeah, the Holy
Knights?
Knights.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Like I've been doing this for so long, darling.
I'm so tired, boss.
Have a purpose.
I'm so tired, boss.
Too good at what I do. They fear me. That's literally Garland's.
No one will talk to
his
me.
conquest.
No one will talk to me.
They fear me. I can see Garland having a monologue like that.
They're like, put down the booze, geezer. Put down the booze. You're the sappy drunk. That's enough, old man.
They fear me. I can't wait to see some more of these Holy Knights, though. I do think that they're going to leave with a child.
It'll be
you had
Colin.
mentioned earlier, Colin.
It's Colin.
I'm just saying
He's
that
gone.
too. Definitely.
Because then the kids would then all be motivated, let's just say, to then train underneath his mom. Because she was a warrior. They talked a whole bunch of crap. Colin, we hate you. You're gross. You're nasty. And then Colin's gonna get that real world like pirate experience that he ever wanted. Dad, take me out to sea. No, child.
Shamrock's have to chained up Loki. Sure, but I mean that's a job. You know, it's his business at the end of the day.
Okay. To be fair to Shamrock, which I never thought I'd say, he did give him a chance and an opportunity to join the Holy Knights. It's not like he
He's a
did that
bad guy.
first.
But like I look at it as like
He's a proper negotiator.
I just like that Oda's not going over the top. You know, with the Holy Knights being here, with that being a whole build up, I just like that they're not just instantly just killing fools. Like kind of like how Garland was. He literally didn't he like execute Mio's guard or damn near executed him?
Yeah,
So,
I think he was tasked with it.
Yeah. And then what Shamrock said about Shanks, I know that's his brother, so probably he has just that respect towards him. But you would think he would have called him filthy too. He just said that, oh, my brother likes his filthy world or whatever. Like, yeah, he's tripping. He didn't really disrespect him specifically, just what he liked. Which
He
I find
loves this filthy world, but that's just my brother. Just my brother. What do you make of Loki swinging Mjolnir and bringing down like electricity? Do you think that's like inherent power of the weapon? Do you think that's just like a new aspect of Conqueror's hockey, like imbued into an object? It can like cause a explosion upon impact.
To be honest with him, he just seems like he's just going to be a combination of things. Whether it's just his fruit, his strength, I don't know. Like the weapon itself, the Ragnar weapon, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
honestly, I don't see
he has to
him
take a long
joining
time
the
to
crew. What do you think of that? Obviously, I haven't watched your last few reactions, but
he will be an ally. I think he's going to join the Grand Fleet aside his brother Hydrogen, since he's already a part of the Grand Fleet too.
Okay.
He has to heal. Like he has to heal for a long time. These wounds that he has are pretty damn crazy. He is not doing much else right now, honestly.
what Gerd say? A couple of months? Like the
Yeah,
whole
honestly.
series of One Piece is a couple of months. You don't got a couple months.
But he's going to show out though. See, that's the thing though. He's going to show out. Usually, when they show somebody when they first get introduced, they show them do a lot, and then later on the story, they're kind of like, whatever. It's like okay, but we don't get to see much from him now since he's injured. Imagine when he does come in the final war. Looking back at that mural, that giant was in the front, and that's obviously depicting Loki, at least in this
Avengers
generation.
Endgame, everyone is here. That pull
About to
up
go crazy.
will be a legendary 2 or 3 chapters. I feel like it's going to be 2 or 3 chapters of just pulling up. We'll be like, oh my god, there's no one else left. Here's another crew coming in, or dead people that we thought were dead that are actually still alive. Because
all I gotta say, man, the world government, what y'all got? All you got is a Holy Knights, Gorosei, Emu.
You got Emu? It's like
The
LeBron
Emu
on
do carry
the
a lot.
Cavaliers.
But damn, like,
Emu
and then
ain't
like with the
done
admirals,
much.
I always will say this: I do not think that the admirals will side with the world government in the end. Maybe early on, and then eventually they'll switch up.
Initially, I
them
can see
being on the other
Kizaru. Akainu is definitely siding with them. He's not gonna like it, but he's too far into the
I think he's gonna switch
political
it,
game.
like very late, like way later, kind of like Obito.
Well,
He's
yeah,
gonna be
but
like
I'm
the
saying
Obito
initially he is
No.
100% on their side.
for sure.
Fujitora, absolutely not. He might
Nope.
even like fall on his blade before he goes against us.
Fucking green boy, you know he's gonna be on that side up until Akainu's on the side. He's like, oh, Oda, what are you doing with green boy? Like,
Akainu-sama.
that's a waste.
Akainu-sama.
That's such a waste. You could easily just did like somebody that's maybe like a vice admiral that's like that. So, oh yeah, I want to be the admiral one day.
I'm not gonna
Why
be
you
like
have to make him an admiral like that?
this is just a personal preference I would have had. I would have preferred if one of the admirals was a woman. Like, who's to say that women can't be as powerful in this universe with devil fruit powers?
We literally see
Like,
it.
Green
Like,
Bell
Boa.
could have been so much better.
You can't do
as a
more like
woman.
Boa in terms of that strength.
Guess
And then
not.
writing, I mean, just in general for sure. Damn.
I'm just kind of scrolling back through some of the chapters. 1141. What did you make of my thought, if you heard it, of like people living inside of Elbaf, the Atom Tree?
I don't know, because they did talk about the branches and the different villages that live.
Well, they said it was
So-
hollow, like I don't
maybe.
know, different tribes, because what was the other?
Wait, what
I guess that with the Tantatas, they
Yeah,
are an enemy of the giants, or kind of like
I think they live with them, right? I
they
thought so.
there was some sort of
Like among them.
falling out amongst them,
That's
which is
fucked
an
up.
interesting dynamic given the fact that you have these little
Why you
little
beefing with
people and like the biggest people possible.
Also, I found that chapter, so 1141, that one,
Mhm.
really strange. Like the title of the chapter, an older woman, and it was Jarl talking about women, like older, something about that, right? Forgot.
Okay.
Like, why? I thought that was extremely random. Why was that the chapter title? And it was from Jarl just talking about older women. It's talking about love. On page, what was it, 4?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, this
That was like random to me.
This is gonna sound like super headcanon-y. So if you're watching, guys, and you don't like this theory, please don't dislike it. I'm struggling with dislikes enough on my channel, but this is just a thought. Do you think potentially that could be a hint at Emu being a woman?
I've seen people say that, I think. Either someone said it or I've seen a few people.
Oh, Ronnie.
Yeah, he said it too.
Because then that would also somewhat relate to the fact that they might have tried to betray the giants and enslave some of them as children. So
Yeah.
yeah, Ronnie, this is just like, I don't know.
I don't
There's
know.
certain
Is
connections
Emu
I
a
make in my
woman?
head.
I used to always think Emu was a woman until they said Emu was a former king of the 20 kingdoms. I would thought you would just say
King
queen.
is typically gender specific, but not always.
True, because Big Mom used to say, "I want to be king of the pirates." She didn't say queen of the pirates. So
you
technically, that's
you
true.
didn't say queen of the pirates. No, you did not.
But they keep saying he, and I don't know.
I know.
I don't think. I want to say that Emu is definitely in a different body, like possessing a body. At first, I thought it was Queen Nefertari, but it couldn't have been because they didn't have any. But the way that they were talking, they didn't like know where she went after.
I mean, there could be some necromancy stuff. I'm not going to put that outside the realm of possibility, given the fact that these Gorosei have like demon forms. Like these look like hellspawn creatures.
Yeah.
Literally, they have the hell flame behind them. So yeah, I am not putting necromancy off the table for a second.
Fucking Emu, man.
Which, imagine, okay, so obviously we've only seen the silhouette of Emu. Very slender, very regal, let's just say. Imagine that she, so just bear with me for a second. Imagine that she necromancied the body of Lily. It's starting to decay. So she looks upon her former beauty in terms of the portrait. And that's why she's obsessed with the portrait based on what the body used to look like.
That's why she's probably going for BB now, too. Well, you're a descendant. You look like her.
You look like her? Well, I'll take a new vessel.
I think the vessel was a woman in 19, the country King Soul wrapped it. Oh,
interesting.
Shit.
Hive mind type of thing. I like that a lot.
I didn't think about that.
That would make sense how there's one king. I like that a lot, Ronnie.
They said there should never be one king, and then they found out, oh no, there is one. I like that one a lot. Because I kept thinking, like, how did Emu become, I kept thinking, like, why'd they allow this one of the 20s to become the king of the world? I'm like, how?
Unless you're the strongest, unless you, made them bend the knee, unless they wanted to.
I was thinking like a ritual or something, and then I thought about the Gorosei too, about like where did they come from? Are they like descendants of some of those kingdoms? Probably.
Could be.
Because
that would be, I think we might be cooking here. That would be an awesome dynamic, given the fact that Emu would then be the mother of the Gorosei, mother of the Holy Knights. And like with Big Mom, the aesthetic with the giants, like King Harold, and all the talk about the women, how Loki's mom died shortly after childbirth, the half-blood that is Harjan.
She's a true Big Mama.
True Big Mama. Please stand up. And it could also relate to the fact how she's able to give powers or her essence to her sons and then take it away. So it's like that maternal, I birthed you.
I said before, I don't want the whole romance thing. Not that I don't want it, but it
feels a bit.
I don't want to say it's cliche, but
it feels a bit cliche.
We'll see how.
It depends on how it's executed.
Romance Dawn. Hey, that's a very random name for an arc and for like
that's
story
weird.
in general. So
yeah,
maybe. But like, I just don't want it to be like a bitter type of situation. Like she's bitter of something that Joy Boy did, and this is like I just never like when romance becomes like I'm gonna destroy the world. Like, nah, it should be a lot more to that.
I don't like it when it's an add-on at the end. Like, this whole time we just thought it was about power, but actually the true story was about love. The whole time you had no foreshadowing to that. It feels like you pulled it out of your ass at the end. For me.
Yeah, it's kind of like the problems that people have kind of with the whole Ymir situation in AOT. It's like,
I can see that.
Why can't it be that with a mix of other stuff? Why is it primarily this? Even if it's implicit, the reader should get more than that.
You should have more hinting at that. You should have more foreshadowing.
Yeah. So, but I mean, because in One Piece, that's not a common theme at all. about like romance and how that can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what arc has something like that, where like a romance was the driving factor of the arc.
Fishman Island.
True, true. Which
That's
is
the
funny
first one that
because
came to
that's
mind.
actually connected to Joy
I
Boy in
know.
a way. So
I know.
I mean, hey, I guess.
I mean, that's the one that immediately came to my mind. True, Ronnie. It's been more prevalent recently. It's just with the length of this series, man. It should have been. If you want to trade like half of Sanji's perviness for love foreshadowing, that'd be the perfect exchange.
And my problem with it, I have no problem with that thing. It's just that for this to get to this length of like this
Sure.
biblical story that it goes back centuries, and then there's a whole voided century, and then there's stuff even further back. Like it just like, did you do this just because I don't know, he sided with other people, he rejected you? Like it has to be a lot more to that for somebody to want all this power and rule the world. Like that motivation, I think, just needs a lot more behind it. Because then it's just the whole destroy the world situation or rule the world situation. It's like there's reasons why people like Madara so much in Naruto, because it was everything. It was like all the wars that was going on in the world, and then family relations or clan relations.
Up until he
bonds.
got backstabbed, but yes,
exactly
I agree.
until then. So
because then you took away that personalized aspect of it.
Exactly.
You then pretty much the whole world's problems, and this is oversimplification, but pretty much the whole world's problem was because of love lost, and because of a love triangle dynamic that ended in death, and because of that the world had to suffer. And then you bring an alien to
it's just too elaborate for it to be that, in One Piece now. Like after that mural, it changed everything how I thought of One Piece. Like it gets so deep that I just don't think that should be the catalyst to just make it all fall down.
There is an argument to be made, and I might be making this argument right here, right now, Bertholdt style, is that chapter 1138 might be the most consequential chapter in the series.
Hell yeah.
And that's including like the Roger laughed, that's including like the One Piece is real, that's including like Dreams Never Die chapter. 1138, like you mentioned, and I agree with full-heartedly, it changed the nature of how I view this series. It is on a biblical scale. It is on an apocalyptic scale that is on a reoccurring basis. And you are dealing with forces that are looking for eternal slumber. So in an infinite Tsukuyomi type of thing. One Piece was changed the moment that I read 1138. I have not been the same since that series. I've had I know, today's live stream notwithstanding, because I've been busy with other stuff. But honestly, it rekindled my love for the series. And without that chapter, I don't think I would be here as consistently as I am now. I know I'm not consistent, but my point is, like, it would be 6 months.
That shit changed everything. I cannot wait for the anime to get to that. It's just to see what, all the reactions, just in discourse about it. It didn't emo. I just don't like if it's like an obsession angle. I just hate obsession angles in so many stories. It's like, damn, you so obsessed. You go into the list of this. You're already the king of the world. What the fuck more do you want? You're the queen of the world.
I want a woman.
What the fuck more do you want?
Reiko, I want a man.
Joy Boy is already dead. He's gone. You already beat him. If that's, if it was like, you already won twice. Like,
twice.
I don't get it.
You're up on the third game. Like, come on.
And then the new Joy Boy is one that has really no beef with you, personally. The other two, sure.
Not yet.
Or at least Joy Boy, definitely. But, like, Luffy don't even, like, his thing is about the damn One Piece, man. His catch is Blackbeard, and it's going to be that way. Zemo's going to die before that. So, I don't know. I think Oda's definitely been thinking about this a lot. I think he's literally just trying to do a reverse of Kishimoto. Like my bingo card is that Blackbeard is going to kill Emu
Okay.
or take their power. That's my bingo. Like I think that's absolutely going to happen, which is insane. After that award, and now you have Blackbeard doing the same shit again, just like Marineford.
I mean, imagine the Straw Hats have to go up against the Blackbeard commanders with powered up devil forms. They are
Oh wow!
not. Yes, because he steals Emu's power. Emu's power gives power to other people.
Yeah.
On top of all
Ooh.
having devil fruits. On top of, like you said at
Von
the end,
Auger
how they would
sniping,
all
warping.
die. Like, he's gonna warp into, I don't know, what
They're
the
gonna
hell is a
sink. And I still
warping
think
power
Blackbeard power
paired
is
with a
gonna sink.
demon power?
They're going to sink to the bottom of the damn ocean. I think it's going to take the ancient weapons and a lot of shit, but primarily the ancient weapons to take them down.
Are there now 12 people in Blackbeard's crew or 11?
So he has 10 captains and I think 11.
But
10 or 11
does Aokiji count as an additional one, or is he included in the 10?
I think he is included. I think that chapter they did say.
So what I was thinking initially was the Zodiac. If we did like a 12, and then each one of those could be a, spider, a dragon, worm, snake, whatever.
Hey, Blackbeard got moon parallels and stuff, so checks out. We're into astrology.
He's hairy like a werewolf. He gets the werewolf devil fruit. No, like, jokes aside, I think that's what people are saying Garling's demon form would be, like a werewolf type of thing. I would like that, but also if Blackbeard usurps Emu's power and then gives it to the commanders, imagine Usopp versus a demon commander, Von Auger. What you better have that observation hockey between dimensions, like, sir.
And that could be a big problem, depending on how Oda deals with it. It could be a huge issue. It's like they're already very strong. They could take out Straw Hats with what they got now. So
I'd argue one-on-one, we are losing more than we're winning in that scenario. I don't even know if Luffy would win at this point, to be frank.
They're probably going to get help from everybody. Arguably, that's not even arguably. That's literally worse than Emu and the Gorosei.
Yes.
Because there's compound powers for everybody, including Blackbeard, triple.
As far as we know, the Gorosei do not have devil fruit.
Nope. So I think they're going to sink. I feel like that's like heavily foreshadowed that the Blackbeard pirates are going to sink. They all have devil fruits. Not one person does not have a devil fruit. I think that's very on the nose.
R.I.P. Aokiji.
You know?
R.I.P. Aokiji.
And there are pirates, you know? Blackbeard is literally a real life pirate.
Okay, again, not too much of a history buff myself, but didn't the real world Blackbeard die because of mutiny?
I think so.
So it would be a cool inversion of that if the reason all of his crew dies is because of him.
Yeah. Huh. But I still need that Blackbeard and Luffy fist fight with no powers. Just you're exhausted.
Sasuke and Naruto.
Yep. Blackbeard, get your claw back, go crazy. You know, we just got to see like a real pirate.
Luffy finally gets a sword.
Exactly. Yep. Which, I mean, in the depictions, the first Nika had a sword and Joy Boy.
And a shield.
And a shield. Yep. Aokiji will be the one to sync up. That would be actually very fire.
That is hilarious, Ronnie.
That's the other thing too, and I mentioned it before. Damn near everybody on the world government and marine side, like the people in power, gotta die, right? Like,
I mean, there's no imprisoning certain type of people. Like the Gorosei, you can't ever imprison them. You have to find a way to kill them and then kill them.
Like, I could see like Green Bone getting locked up, talking shit. fell for
Fujitora, he'll
power.
just go
You're
back to
trash.
Wano for a nice little retirement, 401.
Akainu, he's gone. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That boy's gone. Garland, you're gone, obviously. Shamrock,
He's already got
you're
one foot
gone.
in the grave. Shamrock gone. Shanks gone. Garland gone. Whole family gone.
Kizaru, I used to say that he'll die, but I feel like he doesn't need to be honest.
No,
he
he
can chill with
could be a
Vegapunk.
cool little uncle for Senjimaru. He could just, live a life with Dr. Vegapunk. Vegapunk never dies, apparently.
God.
Sorry. I just re-triggered myself. I apologize to myself.
I was talking to Sherm, and I brought up the thing about Frankie, like how he's having a bigger role here in Elbath, talking to Ripley versus Vegapunk on Egghead, Frankie. And I was saying that, and Sherm, he mentioned, he was like, what if he, like, I don't know, had a conversation with Lilith about, like, not bringing himself back to life. It would be morbid, but I don't know. I think there's an interesting conversation that can come up with that.
Hold on, my friend. What did you just say? You said having a conversation. The original Vegapunk or Frankie having this conversation?
Frankie having a conversation with Lilith about that. Something.
Don't
about,
bring
like,
me back. Don't bring me
don't
back.
Bring him back.
Oh, don't bring the
himself,
old Vegapunk.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Actually, he put more to it.
I mean, look, I was already miffed at the fact that the old body of Vegapunk still could theoretically be alive. And what would be tragic, and what would be the classic Oda, you thought I knew, you thought you knew what I was doing, but actually you don't, is that imagine this body gets destroyed before Lilith can find a way to essentially hook it back up to the iCloud. Imagine the body, the old body of Vegapunk. I think is it the satellite? No, the satellites are the other bodies. Help me out here. What's the main body called?
Stella, I think.
Stella. Imagine that the Stella body gets destroyed before she has a chance to bring him back.
I think it's just older being older. Like, come on, dude. Why did you? What was the point? I'm not even mad at it. I'm just
I don't see the point.
Really? Like, at least have a point, Oda.
And that, unfortunately, took away from one of my favorite Sanji scenes in quite some time. When he was looking over the dead body of Vegapunk. Is this what you wanted, old man? Such, like, no one else was around. That's one of those type of scenes that I know you like, where something happened and not a lot of other people know about it. I think that was literally just like Sanji almost talking to himself, but talking to Vegapunk, the Stella, the body, just on the ground. Like, no one else was around but the viewer. It's like, that was such a great character moment. And then, oh, he's back. Just kidding.
I don't know, Oda. I do still strongly believe that when there are characters in the final war that we're all like, oh yeah, they're dead. He's going to keep them dead. I mean, obviously there's going to be some that's going to come back, but I think he's going to go through with it. I think he just wants to have his story, keep characters in the story for so long until at the biggest moment, the biggest event, then he'll. Even though you shouldn't have even like Kinemon, like you shouldn't even do that in the first place, but. He's just not good when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Oh, Kinemon.
He's not. That's one thing I say about Oda. He's not that good when it comes to that, the fake outs. Like, there's other ways to do fake outs that are like, oh, okay, off screen, they're probably not dead, but he shows you them getting fucked up, mutilated, damn near, and then it's like, oh, they're back. Like, what? Tail blowing up.
He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it.
It's like he does that the wrong times with the wrong characters too. Like, Kaido should have 100% just killed Kinemon. Like, and now it makes Kaido look a little just. I don't care even more about him because of stuff like that. And that's just a very like small part of it.
I get it.
But
But last kind of topic I want to talk about before we wrap up. What do you make of Scopper Gaban in this arc so far? He is another character that is much different than I think I've built him up in my head, and that a lot of people in the One Piece community have built him up to be. I don't want to say he's lazy. He's chilling. But I think as Ronnie pointed out earlier, like him being one side of love and then Summers being the other side of love, like that's going to come to a head when Colin gets kidnapped. So I think there's some dead flags potentially for Gaban. Like he might be able to get his son back, or might be able to show his son the way, for lack of a better phrase, before his death. But I don't know, him saying like, before you leave Elbaf, come back and see me. Like, dude, are you gonna be alive by then? I don't think so.
That's interesting to me because when we seen like the flashbacks in Wano with Roger, Odin, Whitebeard, he seemed like it was just a guy that was good at fighting, that was kind of just a badass,
Sure.
Now he's just chilling. He got what he wanted. He already achieved everything that he wanted. And I've been jokingly saying this, but I'm like, shut up! Don't talk too much like Rayleigh. Rayleigh got me pissed off. I just don't want you to say the same shit as Rayleigh. Don't say, oh, let's let them have fun. Don't say that. Because right now I like.
What is fun about a biblical war? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. What is fun about a biblical war? If you one of two things: either you knew this and you said let the kids have fun, or you didn't know this and you were just talking. You didn't know jack. But like, we know you knew something because of the One Piece. You were there when it happened. The whole entirety of the Roger crew is on the greatest of radars as in terms of like fraud alert. I do not trust them in the slightest.
Even when I try to think of like if there's this context that we don't have, I'm still like, but then I get reminded about other shit. Even the shit about Roger and Garp saving the Celestial Dragon and their slaves. The way that Sengoku worded it like that, he repeated himself and said, save the Celestial Dragons and their slaves. Like, there's nothing, I feel like, honestly, there's nothing.
Garp's on that shit list, too.
There's nothing that Oda can do at this point that'll make me be like, oh, I see why they did. No! Just because Rox is such an adversary, you telling me what about the other Holy Knights? The Holy Knights weren't enough, and Garp and the Marine, like, so you guys are weak? That's a lie, because we know what you guys had.
didn't feel like protecting the Celestial Dragons. Like,
we
what were they
literally
doing?
Seen Saint Jay Garcia on God Valley talking to Kuma. So Agorose they're out there. So like, what? Why would you need Roger's help, and why would Roger accept that?
And what was going on with Zerbeck? Why was Zerbeck such a calamity that you had to team up to stop him? And for what purpose were you stopping him? Garp's on fraud alert.
Like, man?
Rogers is on fraud alert. I'm sorry. They're
you know what it sounds like?
Fraud alert.
It sounds like those situations, like when you hear about the conspiracy theories about certain figures that, like, oh, they got paid off. That's what Roger seems like now, because he has the biggest bounty in history for a pirate.
Yes.
And that's so, which means that it surpassed Zebek, whoever Zebek was. So technically speaking, Roger had a bigger bounty than him, meaning that he's public enemy number one. Yet they never did nothing to him until when he got executed at the end. When he was already done with everything. So I don't know, man. That's some little stinky stuff there.
Yeah, I know there's a bit of a sour note to leave off on the stream, but yeah, a great 5 chapters. I really enjoyed what was here today. I personally did think, I'll reiterate this here for anyone still watching the VOD or live, I thought we would have gotten more specific details about Loki's backstory. I feel like people just took those crumbs and ran with it, unfortunately. You know, it's agenda piece. I get it. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say unless you want to talk about anything else.
My dog was innocent, man. Like, I mean, they just kept
They my
pushing. They
mans.
kept saying Loki is this, he's that, he's this, he's that. But I'm like, why are you guys telling us this? Why can't we see this? So that made me think, oh well, yeah, he might be a dickhead, but there's
Yeah.
more to it. There has to be more to it, and there is. But I was really hoping. I knew Oda wasn't going to give us anything this chapter, but I was really hoping to give us something. At least start off the chapter at that point, say a little something, and then go to the. But I'm like, whatever, we'll wait.
Hey, at the very least, he's not on break next week, so that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So there's that. But once again, dope stream, man. Dope discussion. Dope.
Thank you for joining. Thank you, Ronnie, for being here for most of the stream, if not all of it. I appreciate you. I'm not going to do any cross promotion on this channel. It's pretty much become a One Piece channel. Unfortunately, I say, because there are other things that I'm interested in reacting to or putting out content. I just don't have the time. I've been focusing more so on Mugen Eclipse, which is our dual reaction channel with my friend Vontae over here. And again, thank you, man, for joining. I know that your time is valuable. I will continue to say that, so I appreciate you showing up.
Yep.
All right, so I do not have an outro, so goodbye.